Well, here we are. Instead of doing true work today, what I'm having to do is fix this JCR. I ordered a rear bumper. It's supposed to be some super heavy duty, all this bunch of garbage. I called them about it. I asked them, I told them I'd do tree work, asked them if it would be good for my line of work, and they absolutely, this is the best quality steel, best quality bumper, cold rolled steel, all this bunch of junk. Well, I mounted it just like they said to mount it. I'm gonna show you what happened. The first job we did, I hooked to the resetch, started pulling the tree like I always would. And right here, now I beat this thing back out. But you see this gap? See over here, it's the right gap. Over here's the right gap. But right here in the middle, it caved this sucker in. So much so that it wouldn't even close. Or the bumper wouldn't even, look at the gap here. See how close it is? There and there. And this is after I beat it back out. And so, I called them about it. And then they sent me to the fab guy. The fab guy, he was asking me what I did with the bumper, and I told him. And when he found out I hooked to the resetch, he told me that was improper use of the bumper. He told me that pulling was for these D-rings. And now, I told him, I said, if you've never been off-roading, you get a buddy stuck in the mud, what we used to always do was let the guy that could go through the mud go first, knowing the one that couldn't make it, of course, would have to be hooked and pulled out. We always hooked to the resetch. We've never hooked to the D-rings if you're pulling somebody out. Reason being, you hook to this, or you hook to that, and you hook to the front of a truck or a Jeep or whatever, and you go to pull them out, well, it's going to jerk you sideways. Well, if you're on a tight little trail, you can't do that. You got to go straight. And if you go to Tractor Supply, they have receivers that you slide in. It's called a recovery hitch. And that's where they go. They slide in here. It's got a little, it's got this right here, little D-ring on the back of it. It's called a recovery hitch. But JCR told me that they wouldn't make the bumper right, but wouldn't make it good because of improper use. Now I asked them, I told him, this hollow bumper, I said, I kind of had a feeling that this thing was going to fold in. And you see why it didn't here. This is where it actually bolts to the Jeep. Well, I can fix it. I'm not that concerned with it. But my concern was the $680 front bumper that I bought, which is a winch bumper. And I told him, I said, if I go to put a 1,000-pound winch on the front of that thing and I'm pulling a tree over somebody's house, and it just goes folding in like this thing's done and causes me to lose the tree and it drops on the house, well, I hate to be this way, but there'll be a lawsuit involved because I'm not just going to, I took their word, their professional word that this is quality crap, and it's not. I didn't like the fact they cut holes in the bumper either. But this is so you can jack it up, supposedly. This is a sales pitch to sell you lights. And I told the boy before he sent me the bumper, do not cut holes in it. I'm not going to buy lights. I don't drive around at night in it. I just use it for tree work and they'll get knocked out. Well, you see how they came. They come with lights anyway. So what I've had to do here, I've got this 1/4-inch piece of steel. Let me lay this phone down a second. This thing's really heavy. Now what I'm doing is I'm putting it on here. I'm going to weld it off. I'm going to fold these tabs in and weld them off because pulling with this like I've been doing, I hooked one here and we pulled in the middle. And look, it's breaking it loose from the steel right here. That's why I'm telling you, this steel, this is not quality steel. And I'll find out here in a minute when I go to weld on this thing, if it just blows that steel away. And I told the boy, I said, you've bought some cheap quality steel and you're trying to pass it off as quality steel. And he's like, no, we buy only U.S. steel. Well, I don't think so. But anyway, this is what it's touching here. It's all flat. So I'm gonna bolt it here. I'm gonna put several bolts in here after I weld it. But right here, I can stick my finger in between this gap between the bumper and this piece of steel. So what I've got to do is draw that up tight and get it good and tight. I tell you, it's always something. What's irritating is that's $187 worth of powder coating. It's about to be cooked off of it. But there again, I ain't in for bad mouthing companies, but I'm telling you, I've not had good results out of JCR. Not to mention, when I ordered the bumper, they had to reship me about 4 different parts that did not come that I originally had ordered. And every time I went direct instead of going through Quadratech or something like that, I went direct to JCR. That was a big mistake. Them people, they ain't worth a crap on on their service department. They don't have good manners, and it was all I could do to have a Christ-like conversation with them, and I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day.